Hey guys, welcome back to Paneer and Pancakes, the podcast where I, Vaaruni Joshi, an Indian teen in the USA, share the highs and lows of high school life and dual cultures. So grab a snack, get comfy, and let's dive right in. So today's episode is about homecoming. Yay. This episode is actually inspired by my week. By my week? No. My own homecoming festivities this week. That's what I was trying to say. Anyway, so I don't know. Did everyone know this? Like, I didn't. I thought it was much later, but homecoming, like the whole dance and everything, originated in the early 20th century. That's like the early 1900s. I was like kind of shocked. I thought it was much later. But yeah, it's basically only grown since then. So now homecoming week includes parades, pep rallies, Spirit Week, the homecoming football game, and then of course ends with the dance. And the whole point is just to boost school spirit at the beginning of the year. So my school did not do parades. We were not a parade school, and we just started doing them this year. It was our first parade, and honestly, it kind of exceeded my expectations. Like, I don't know what I was expecting, but it was great. Like, I mean, not great. Like, I wasn't blown away, but it was like more entertaining than I thought it would be, right? Like, the entire Hoco court was in the parade. Like, they did freshman girls had a car, freshman boys had a car, sophomore, you get the point. Like, they just like did a bunch of cars, and then for the seniors, they had like each like pair had their own car. It was actually kind of nice. Like, they decorated and they were playing like music. Oh my god, and throwing out candy, and kids were going like feral for like Starburst, and I was like, wow. I didn't know that this was so like woo Starburst. I'm not like a big fan of Starburst, but kids were like fighting over it. So yeah. And then there was also like, did I say music already? I don't know if I did. There was like, they were playing the YMCA. So every time, I think they all had like the same playlist or something. Like, if they didn't, like they all made their own playlist, but like they all had YMCA on it. So every time a car would go by playing YMCA, like the whole crowd would just stop and start doing the dance. Like, why? Okay, you don't need to hear me sing it. So basically, yeah. There was the entire Hoka court. I said that already. I'm just repeating myself. And then there was lots of clubs that were like dressed up in like whatever club type and then holding posters. And then there were sports teams, all the sports teams and all the coaches. And then there were like a bunch of teachers, but I don't think they were like, I think they were like all representing something, but I just didn't know what they were representing. Like, I'm sure they weren't just walking in the parade just because they were teachers. So yeah, it was like actually not that horrible. So I was, yeah, kind of shocked. And it was like only 20 minutes. So, and the parade was like a connected parade thing. Like, they put like all the feeder schools for a high school. So like all the elementary schools and all the middle schools, like they were watching it. And then all the elementary principals and middle school principals, along with our principal, was like in the parade. So it was like kind of fun actually. And then our pep rally was the next day. That was the day of the game. And it was a pep rally. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of those because they're just a little forced. Okay, like at least in my school, like it's fun. It's funny to watch all the games, and it's like school spirit for sure. But like, I just find them so like funny. Like, their thought process must have been like, oh, what can we do to boost school spirit? Huh, okay, let's put the entire school into the gym for half an hour and try and get us excited. Like, it's not like a horrible idea, but it just makes me laugh, like the concept of it. But and also like seeing the freshmen look so scared of like our call and responses for our school. Like, we have a couple and like cheers and chants and stuff that we all do like as a crowd. And the freshmen look so scared. Oh my god, like they're like, what is going on? And the Hoko Pep Rally is like the first one of the entire school year, so like they're not at all accustomed to it, and it's just really funny watching them think that we're all insane. Like, I was just watching the freshman student section the entire time, and I was just like, wow, they looked very scarred. Yeah, and it's entertaining, the pep rally. Like, they do the whole like cheer performances, and then they do like musical chairs every year, and they also do the hula hoop game every year. You know what I'm talking about? We have to like, first one to get like everyone, you hold hands, and like first one to get the whole hula hoop over everyone and then back or something. Yeah, they do that every year. They do musical chairs every year, and they play like kind of decent music this year. Like, I was like kind of surprised. I don't know who did the playlist this year. It was obviously not a teacher. And then also they do like the whole, like they announce the whole Hoko court, and then they also do like all the football players come in and a couple other sports teams that were playing that week too. And oh my god, the Hoco Court wasn't doing like formal dress at the pep rally. They didn't do the white dresses and like the cocky pants and everything. They did them at the parade, and I was kind of upset. Like I was ready to like watch all the like people come in their white dresses and their formal pants and their formal shirts, and I was just like, why are they in t-shirts? Like they all wore the same t-shirt, like some like Hoco design thing. But I was like, wait, what happened? And then I was like, someone told me like, oh, they did all the dresses at the parade, and I was like, kind of like sad. I was like, oh, okay, like I wasn't expecting that. But yeah. So that was a pep rally. Oh, and also this year they handed out like these little like pom poms to like everyone, and then like people were like fighting over them, which was kind of entertaining actually, because randomly like they'd be like, oh, like woo, like clap, and like 1,000 pom poms would just go up in the crowd like of our school colors. It was really funny. Yeah, and then there's Spirit Week. Duh, how did I forget Spirit Week? I was about to go straight into the football game. So our Spirit Week this week, Spirit Week, not this week, this year, gotta say, not the best themes. This year especially, I feel like last year they had such good themes. Like last year they had like the anything but a backpack day. That was fun. And they had like something else too that was actually like interesting. This year they had like a student teacher like swap day. Like the teachers all dressed like students and we were supposed to dress like teachers. That was funny because the teachers like showed up in like sweats and AirPods and like talked like us too. I don't know, like I say talk like us. Basically they just like excessive amounts of slang and like try to teach that way, which is so unnerving, I gotta say. And then they also had Decade Day this year. And Decade Day wasn't bad. Most people went for like 2000s or like 1990s. A couple people were like 80s, 70s, but like most people honestly just went with like 2000s, and like yeah, it was fine. Then we had Disco Day. That was the day of the pep rally and the game. That was the last day of Spirit Week because our Hoco was disco themed this year. Which no one really dressed up for that. Just gonna put it out there. Yeah, Disco Day was fine. There's like one more theme that I'm forgetting, but I can't remember it right now. So yeah, Spirit Days, it's really funny to see like who participates and who doesn't and all the different outfits because it's kind of split down the middle. I think, at least for my school, like half of the school gets so into it, like they're planning all their like outfits and everything. And the other half just kind of like shows up in like sweats like every day. And I can't even complain because I did that this year. I did not have the time to plan outfits and I really wouldn't have minded doing it. So yeah, it's actually fun to like watch people like dress up and everything. And this year, like I was like surprised like who was, some people were dressing up and I was like, wow, I didn't like think you would dress up, and they were like, no, I have to, I'm a student council. And I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. And then also like teachers who do participate are so funny. Like I can't take you seriously like if you're dressed up in a shiny pink shirt and like bell bottoms. And that is a true story. Like my AP Physics 1 teacher literally was wearing that on Friday, and I was like, he was like trying to give us instructions, like teach us, and I was like, I cannot take you seriously right now. Like, please, what is going on? Yeah, so that's like Spirit Week, and then there's also the football game. And I have to say, I actually haven't been to a homecoming football game, and I'm kind of ashamed to say that because it's so like high school coded, like that's just such like a high school thing to do, but like I just haven't been to one yet. So I really don't have like any opinions or like preconceptions about games. Like I think I've been to one football game, like high school football game, and now that I think about it, I don't think that was in high school. I'm pretty sure, yeah, I went for my 8th grade band. Like it was mandatory, we had to go and like do the marching band thing with the high school marching band. So I went to a high school football game in 8th grade. I might have gone to one last year, but I don't remember. Wow. Okay, I feel like a total fraud saying that out loud. How have I not even gone to one? No, like I'm sure I did. I just don't remember it. Okay, whatever. Maybe this year will be the year. Like the season's not over. Maybe I'll go this year. So yeah, like they're fine. Like there's always a theme for the student section, and it's like fun, I guess. But again, like no real experience with those, even though I probably should have some. So that's my little spiel about football games. And then, of course, there's like the actual Hoco dance, which is fun, but also lame at the same time, which I didn't know that could happen. And it can get kind of boring really quickly depending on who you're hanging out with. Like if you're not eating and you're not dancing and you're not like talking or like mingling or whatever, like what are you doing? Like what is the point of you going? And then, oh my god, there's also the issue of bad DJs. Like last year's DJ was so bad. oh my god, did not play anything that we liked at all until the very, very end. Like the last 5 minutes. I think it was like 2 songs. And that actually people were like dancing to. And like it's just not fun to have like bad music because then the whole like mood is ruined and like it yeah. Bad DJs make or break Coco. And then also the hassle of like carpooling is real. Most people think it's not. I'm here to tell you it is. Like trying to figure out who's taking you and who's bringing you back is such a pain, especially if you don't have your license. And also like Hoco is like so repetitive. Like it's the same people you see every single day, but in nice dresses and bad music and bad lighting. Oh, and our school has Hoco like outside in the parking lot because there's just too many of us. So like that's actually nice because it doesn't feel like you're like really crowded unless you're like dancing, like, you know. But like it can also be like so freaking cold outside. Like last year Hoka was like a month later than it is this year in like October, and people like put hoodies on top of their dresses because like you cannot be outside in 45-degree weather in like dresses, like you will freeze. And this year it wasn't like horrible weather, it was windy and it got a little cold at the end, but like otherwise it was kind of fine. So yeah, like okay, like it can like also it can be really fun. Like dancing, 10 out of 10. Wish I danced a little more last year because this was so fun. I like actually enjoyed dancing this year. Like our DJ was not horrible and played some decent music. And like there was no Taylor Swift, sadly. I know, I'm very upset. But that might have been because I left early. Like, yeah, I had so much fun dancing. Oh, and oh my god. Our DJ started playing like Hindi music, like Punjabi music. And I was like looking around like, am I the only one hearing this? And people just started like completely going like feral. Like people were like, oh my god, because like my school like 50% Asian. Like I kid you not, that's like what the demographic is. And I was in complete shock, and people just like started like full on like dancing, like actually like going crazy. Like we were already dancing, but like oh my god, insane. I was like shocked, and they just played one and then they just like went back to like whatever they were playing. And I was just like, wow, they know their demographic. And I like kept making that joke until I didn't have anyone else to make it to because I made it to everyone in my general vicinity. They played Cotton Eye Joe, and we were all just over there like, where did you come from? Where did you come? But yeah, like I had fun dancing. I should have danced more last year. I think it would have been more fun then. So yeah. And okay, like also it's like there's two sides of a coin because like seeing the same people every single day and then again at Hoko is not fun, like I just mentioned like 3 minutes ago or something. But also it's like fun to see your friends like all dressed up, and like it's just like that whole like American high school experience thing, which like okay, like as a brown kid, like that's like something you see in movies, right? Like sure, it's like not as fun like as it looks or like you might imagine it, but like it's pretty fun. Like I can go on and on about like being bored and the weather and the music, but like it's just a dance. Like it's supposed to be like that, you know? And it just makes me think like it's just the experience that you're going for. Like it's not that deep. Just like go have a good time, come home early if you want. That's what I did. I was like, I'm bored, let me just like leave. So yeah, and honestly looking back, like I should just dance more. Like that's all I needed to do. Oh, oh my god, I made such a good decision this year. Like guys, I did not wear heels. I should not have worn heels last year. That probably ruined like 50% of my experience. Dumbest decision I have ever made. I was dying the entire night because we're in a parking lot, okay? Like it's where I get on the bus every single day. Like I didn't need to wear heels. It's gravel. Oh my god. This year I wore my Air Forces, so comfy, so much easier to dance in. And the walking like to and from where we got dropped off and picked up was not like making me want to scream and cry and like pull my hair out. So yeah, I think that's kind of it. That's my whole little spiel and rant about Hoko and woo woo. You know, homecoming week, the pep rallies, the parades, the spirit week, the games, and the dance. So yeah. Thanks for listening to today's episode of Paneer and Pancakes, where we explore the unique journey of a dual culture teen. Don't forget to subscribe and review us on Spotify and YouTube, and follow us on Instagram for updates and more content. Thanks for tuning in today, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Bye! Oh my god. Oh my god, I did have something else I wanted to say. Okay. I wanted to put in a Gilmore Girls quote that I forgot about. So, hello, your local Gilmore Girls fanatic reporting for duty. I literally wrote this down. Oh my God, how did I forget this? While I was rewatching it, and I was like, I put it on a sticky note, and I was like, I have to say this when and if I do an episode about homecoming. So here you go. In the wise words of Francie Jarvis, I truly believe the whole homecoming dance ritual should be put to sleep. So, season 2, episode 7 of Gilmore Girls. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go watch it. Bye.